welcome into the form for another weekend. For the Gallops action, we concentrate out of Taraa. It's Eagle Tech Day and also a really nice listed 3-year-old Phillies race out of Whanganui. That means we've got the full team back on board this week. Leith Innes, Aidan Rodley and Bevan Sweeney. Let's have a look what's coming up on the agenda. We'll be starting with our feature previews. The 3-year-olds out of both Taraa and Whanganui. The race trackers, our feature preview, Group 1 action out of Addington on Friday night with the Whale. The previews on the undercard out of Taraa and Whanganui, and our best bets as usual to round out the show. Well, as mentioned, our feature preview will be taking a look at the 3-year-olds. We'll start with Taraa with the Trevor and Coralie Eagle Memorial. And Aidan Rodley, I'll say a very good morning to you. We've had some beautiful weather around the country. Can we expect the same on Saturday?
Morning, Philippa, and to viewers of the form as well. Yeah, it's been a gorgeous day here, opening on a Thursday at, in the Taraa city of Hamilton, and it looks that way for Friday, Saturday as well. So currently soft 5. I think we'll be racing on a good track. Weather forecast looks nigh on perfect.
Certainly does. Let's take a look at the market and hope we keep that nice weather forecast leading into Saturday. With been some moves in this market as well, with a runner up the top of the book, Grail Seeker, did open up at 4.2 into $3.80. Also Balance of Power just moving in a point from the 6s to $5.50 in that market open, of course, on tab.co.nz.
Yeah, 1500 metre race, they get a nice run down the back straight at Taraa. Look, the Jeter's from barrier 7, looks like the natural leader. She led at Taupo last start. Grail Seekers is going to get the beautiful run gate 2, and there's a little bit of speed outside, just as sharp, and got Leroy Brown, who shows a little bit of dash out the gates as well.
It certainly looks like a bit of speed in the race, as Leith alluded to, and Grail Seeker, got a really nice position last time in the race too, 1-1, and then the run just popped her off at the right time, Aidan. Sectionally, she was very good late.
Yeah, just a really impressive filly this, and this was a good win. It's made even more solid by a couple of the horses in behind. The second horse just won, and the fourth horse City Gold Ready. Both of those horses winning at Te Aroha on Wednesday. So the form looks good in behind Leith, but it's the manner of this performance as well. She looks very, very promising.
Yeah, she's a lovely big filly by Ifraj. The best thing about it is Najam Palmer gets to stick with her. He knows her well. She's going to get a perfect run from gate 2, and look, she's won at Taraa as well, so it's a big plus.
Next horse we have a look at here is Balance of Power. This is the win at Taupo last time out. Really solid performance, wins by 2 1/4 in the end. It was the quickest time of the day. Actually ran 2 lengths faster than Dejita as well. And here's a horse who this time last year, remember the 2-year-old listed race last week that was so impressively won by the Go Racing horse. This horse ran second, splitting Ethereal Star and Luberon. So the overall form line looks okay, Leith.
Yeah, look, he's probably got a little bit of confidence from that win as well. As a 2-year-old, he was just in behind those better ones, like you said, and look, Opie gave him a good ride at Taupo, and I'm sure he's going to be a top 4 chance.
Have a look at About Time. There it is in the Cambridge stud colours coming through the middle, and in the end came from a long, long way back. It was a good ride from Warren Kennedy because he did save ground as well. But there's a little bit about this filly. I quite like her, Leith. How did you assess her?
Yeah, she's a big scopy sort of horse. Look, she was drawn barrier 14 at Counties, and she was aided by a very good ride. Gate 3 is a big plus for her this week, and a very only 9 runner, so she can just land just behind the speed as well.
Just want to have a look at Dejita as well. Looks like a really promising horse. This win last time out was terrific at Taupo. As I said, just a little bit slower on the day than what we saw from the race rival here, but a horse who does look to have plenty of speed and promise, Leith.
Yeah, didn't go very hard early at Taupo. It was a bit of a sprint home. There's a little bit of form in the race as well. Savacat was running home good, and look, I think Joe Doyle's going to suit her well. He's a good front riding rider as well.
And the other one we'll have a look at here is right at the top of the book, Just As Sharp, who was scoring at Rotorua last time out and did this really kindly too. I think this is another step up, so we're going to have to see further improvement from Just As Sharp, but still a pretty handy performance, Leith.
Yeah, look, he sweated up badly at Rotorua. You'd think the 1500 metres is going to suit, and obviously Bailey's on this week as well, so should know the horse a little bit, riding him in his track work.
There you go, that's a look at some of the form videos leading into Saturday. What about the trainers? Aidan was out and about at track work, and he caught up with firstly Stephen Marsh and just asked him about his charge Cinnamon and what type of horse he is.
He's a really nice horse. He's good solid, strong horse, takes plenty of work, loving racing. Probably just ridden one pair further back. I think he's a lot better horse. Real improving type, and again meets a nice field.
I think he's sort of a nice mile type. He's improving all the time. Lightly tried, obviously. He's only had the one race start, and that might find him out a little bit on Saturday, but he has got good ability, and I'm sure he'll be up to it.
Look, probably if he could run a place, I'd be very happy, but I think he has got a fair bit of ability. You know, he's had 3 trials before that, and well, he should have won all 3 of them, really.
He won well at Taupo, so I think that form should hold up all right.
How's he gone on since?
No, he appears to be good, so and he'll get over more ground being by Al Mansour as well.
Yeah, look, obviously she won well last start. She quickened out really well. She's another filly that's got to take another step from maidens up to the group company. But we've always, held her with a good opinion, and she's another one that's learning a trade. She's wanted to sort of rattle along a little bit early, and she's taken a wee bit of making. But her work, she's continued to please. She holds her body weight well. She's getting more and more confident in her gallop. So look, it's obviously a big step up, because it probably wasn't, the strongest field in the world, but she did win well. So we've just got to hope that the next natural progression comes. But she's a filly that once she gets over 2,000 metres and really learns, she's gonna stay well.
It's a race with a lot of depth. So Aidan Rodley, we better head to you. Who have you found on top?
Yeah, I think it's a race where we're going to find out a little bit more about some of these. I don't think any of them have reached anywhere not near like their potential, but from what we saw of Grail Seeker on that last run, the video we've just seen, she looks really impressive. The form stacked up and behind her, so I'm really happy to be with her. Leith, a difficult race. Who did you land on?
Yeah, I think the fillies are going to play a big hand in the race. Look, there's a number of 3 or 4 chances, but I'm just going to go for the Tony Pike horse, Dajita. I think Joe Dool will get a nice easy lead in front, and he should suit the Pero filly.
There you go, that's what the lads are liking out of Tarapa. What about the 3-year-old race in the Rivers City? We're checking out the weather and track conditions there with you, Bevan Sweeney. What are we looking to get on Saturday?
Well, Pip, it is a soft 7 at the present moment, and as you would expect in the River City, there's no rain in the forecast till Saturday, 48 hours out, so you'd expect with some decent sort of weather that it would improve into that soft 5 range, possibly being a sand-paced track. So I think for their 175th Jubilee, we should be on a good track for the Wanganui Racing Club.
And here is our feature. It's the listed, the O'Leary's Phillies Stakes. So race number 7 on the program over the 1,340 metres for the fillies. You can see leading the betting there is Onera at $5, Orchestral at 5s, Glamour Tycoon. She's slightly moved in the market too, $6.50 into $5.50, and Egyptian Queen along with Shoes, the other runners in single figures.
Yeah, Pip, it looks like there's plenty of speed in the race. Shoes has got the advantage of gate 1. She led them up on a really fast race at Taupo. Bella Cornero, look, it's going to be come from gate 12, so there's plenty of pressure, and like a horse like Glamour Tycoon and Onera is going to just get a nice run just behind the speed.
It's going to make it very interesting early, and the one Leith mentioned, Onera, let's take a look at her. She's already been stakes placed, of course, in the Gold Trail Stakes. What did you make of this, Bevan?
Well, it's hard for a 3-year-old to sweep past them like Near did on this occasion. It was a rain-affected track, so they ran around 1:14, but the horse was 3rd in the Gold Trail when they're running 1:11.62. Wanganui's not an easy place to get back and sweep past them, but they did race last Saturday, so they might be just favouring the middle of the track. But impressive from a 3-year-old this league. Yeah,
look, she's shown all her form on sort of heavier sort of tracks, so it's going to be interesting when she strikes a better track at Wanganui on Saturday. But she's definitely a filly going places.
Glamour Tycoon was a very good winner at the most recent start, and that was hinted at Counties Leith at the previous performance when it was a really good performance behind Impendable in a race that really did lose its shape late, but went up here, got the run and delivered nicely. Yeah,
she's been sort of thereabouts in those better sort of races, and back to a maiden race at Ruakaka. She was aided by a very good Sam Spratt ride, and she won pretty untested, going to the line easy as well.
Well, Kestrel is a horse we've spoken about on a couple of occasions, not just here on the form, but across track side. And we go back to this performance, Leith, because I wasn't sure what to make of the fresh up performance. Fillies in the spring, maybe there was a little bit of that factor because disappointing, but look, she showed us that she's got a fair bit of X factor and quality in this performance.
Yeah, the stable definitely rate her, and look, when she won as a 2-year-old, you'd think she was sort of a 1,000 guineas horse in the making. Look, she's had a bit of a layoff since Hawke's Bay. She hasn't had a trial this time in, so it's unusual for Robert and Roger to do that, but they definitely won't be taking it down there just for no reason.
Te Akau have a really good chance here. This is Egyptian Queen. She ran second after getting back at her debut performance, then went to Taupo. They said, we're taking this out of the question. They led up and she kicked really strongly. That was on the back of some pretty good trials and first up preparation. Leith looks to have developed nicely. Good, strong chestnut. Yeah,
look, she missed a kick the start before this, and they rode her really positive at Taupo, and she's another one who looks like she's going to be handy to the pace, and look, she would have taken a fair bit of merit out of that run as well.
And Bella is an interesting runner for Chrissy Bambury. It was a really good effort behind Danjero, fresh up this preparation, and Danjero's running the Guineas. You just put a line through the format of Hawara, and then you go to this performance at Waverley when she was sent out at a big price, but she's got a bit of size and scope to her, this filly.
Yeah, she's quite big, isn't she? And look, she has won on a good track before. You know, she's going to probably either lead or sit outside the leader, so no, she's going well.
She certainly is. Chrissy Bambury's got a nice one on her hands there. It was time now to get back out to track work, and we'll start with Stephen Marsh again. Aidan just asked him how this race fits into Glamour Tycoon's campaign.
Really nice fit for her. She been one of those fillies, she's always just sort of found one better. She's been a bit unlucky, but gone super races every start. Last start we took her to Ruakaka, hoping for an easy kill, not that there's any such thing as one of them, and she won by about 5 lengths, won really well. I just think that's what she needed. She's really trained on well since. Probably got a bit of confidence about her. The 1340 suits. As long as we can get a good gate, Sprat sticks with the ship, and yeah, she's flying. Her work's been great, and I really like her.
She's a late developing filly. She's grown markedly since the public saw her last. It's short of what will be her best distance, but just nice timing to get her down there, give her a trip away, give her a run against her own sex and age group, and in a fresh state she might be competitive, but you know, we're looking forward to going further with her.
Egyptian Queen's probably the pick out of the two, but yeah, as long as they travel down, and Wanganui, good barriers always help, don't they?
She gets away from the gate, she loves her work. Even at home here, she just really enjoys her work. She's very enthusiastic, gets on the metal, and hopefully we've done enough work, and she'll step up to that 1340. I've got no issues with that really.
Yeah, good worked super yesterday morning. She won't do much between now and then. She's got a trip down to Wanganui, but won well at Tauranga. She was nice to see her ridden back and get home really well, so fingers crossed she gets a draw, and we can ride her a bit neutral, and I think yeah, she'll be finding the line really nicely on her work.
On what we've seen so far, she looks like a really classy sort of type of customer. What's your opinion?
Yeah, look, every time we kind of raise the bar, she steps up. She's never really drawn a gate in her life, so it'd be nice to draw a gate on Saturday and just be able to give Matt the option to ride her as he pleases, rather than having to make a decision early. But look, she's going super. Yeah, she's just a little professional. Every time you ask her, she finds a bit.
Well, she's come up with the barrier number 5. So, Leith, I'll pose you the question, is it the right draw for her on come Saturday?
Yeah, it definitely is, Pip. Look, she's great value at $5 and $2 a place. Matt will be after just Podsy, just some behind the speed, and she's got race day fitness on her side. It's going to be a big plus.
I thought this was a really tough race to really sort out. I ended up defaulting to Te Akau. I really liked the performance at Taupo off the front from Egyptian Queen. I think there's a host of chances. It would have been no surprise if 1 of 8 or 9 was to take out this race, but they've got a great record at Wanganui when they bring 3-year-old fillies down. So I'm with Egyptian Queen at another each way quote around the 550.
Like it swings, that's what the guys are liking in both of the 3-year-old features. Make sure you tune in nice and early too to catch all the oil on the Punters Lounge Live, 11 a.m. with Bevan Sweeney. It's time for a racetrackers on the form. Horses or greyhounds that might have caught the eye, and we'll start with you, Leith. Who have you found this week?
Yeah, I found Still Bang On. The last race at Pokakohe last Saturday, she just got knocked over, and look, she was really strong to the line. Stephen Orchard just in 2 minds. He doesn't know if he's going to run it next Saturday at Pokakohe again or go straight to Boxing Day on the 26th for the 3-year-old fillies race over a mile. But she's definitely one that's I think once she gets a mile to 2,000 metres, she's going to be knocking on the door, especially those Christmas 3-year-old fillies races.
And trained by a very strict trainer. That was very impressive reviewing that. It was a super performance from well back. I'm going back to La Santana. Watch the horse on the inside in the yellow. Should have won. Didn't get a crack at them late. Will probably head down to Trentham, La Santana, either the first or second day in the next couple of weeks. If it gets a crack at them, and especially with a little bit of cut out of the track, then La Santana is a leading chance.
Yeah, I've got one of those should have ones as well. Take you to Te Aroha, the horse in the Jerry Harvey colours, the blue with the white cross sashes, looking for a run between horses under Ryan Elliott here. Had got things wrong early in the race, so was just in an awkward spot. But boy, this horse has now produced 4 absolute slashing runs, and still, after everything going around wrong in this race, gets that close to the win. Should be winning next time.
Absolutely. Based on that, Aidan, I'm going to take you to a greyhound who I think's got next up written all over her. She was fresh in here after a couple of months off in the blue rug, Thrilling Ziggy. Now, that's the favourite that beats her. I think she probably could have taken it to him if she could have shaken off the 3. You'll just see coming into the home bend here, Brandy, who's in the white rug, just forces her a wee bit wider and she just can't seem to get around her. Gives her a knock there, gives her another knock there, but she'll come back at them late. So I just think follow her. She should be winning next week at Palmerston North at Thrilling Ziggy. Here's a summary, still bang on. La Santana for Bevan, Wallen for Aidan and Thrilling Ziggy for myself. Note them down and pop them in your race trackers. Undercard as massive out of Taraa. Of course, we've got the Group 3 Eagle Technology Stakes to look forward to. Let's take a look at the market. It's race number 7 on the program for the Open Handicaps. And Zyla is your favourite, $4.20. Our Vencedor at $5. Testify Me's been a real mover in this market, $8 into 5s. And Apostrophe at $6.50. Runner we want to start with is our Vencedor. Let's take you back to him finishing second over the 1,500 metres here, Aidan. It almost looked like he could have won the race, but just gets pipped by Habana.
Yeah, there'd been things that had gone wrong, potentially a little bit earlier, but there's horses in behind here who both run really well. So Zayla runs into 4th with a terrific run, and in the Roger James colours back on the fence, there was just no clear running whatsoever for Apostrophe. She will take big improvement out of that. Although, under the set weights and penalties, El Vencedor, who's been really solid in each of the last 4, comes in slightly better than the other pair. So, on that score, El Vencedor, big hope, Leith.
Yeah, he is, especially gate 1 where they can elect to lead. If they get an easy lead, he's going to see out that mile pretty easy, or they can take a sit like they did last start. And like you said, Aidan, he's going super at the moment.
Testify Me, this is the win at Taraa. A pretty handy performance from a fair way back, and I think there's a lot of merit to this league. I'm just not so sure how it sort of comes to Group 3 company this weekend, but your assessment?
Yeah, it's probably not a really strong field, but look, he loves the course. He's won twice on it before, and look, he's sort of come from nowhere, this horse. He's couldn't have been more impressive last start, and I think he's definitely 55 kilos. He gets in nice at the weights.
Yeah, progressive. And I'm not quite so sure about so well at the weights under the set weights and penalties, but obviously a horse who's in really good form. Let's have a look at Prix de Feu, who won this race last year, and it was the lead up to a Captain Cook win stakes at the next start. So there's enough form, but Leith, I don't know if he's going quite as well as he was this time last year. He's trialled up in preparation for this. Your take on Prix de Feu?
Yeah, look, he's been disappointing, hasn't he? Look, if he brings any of that form that he did last year, he's definitely going to be up to winning this race. Look, 58 kilos, Billy Jacobson on, so look, he's if he finds any of that form, he's definitely a top 3 chance.
Yeah, and another one in the same boat is probably Maliston, who won a Group 2. Richard Mile before getting that injury. The recent form's only been fair. Darren Weatherly did offer us an excuse, which is just saying that maybe the Copeland Bakeries Mile was run to suit the front runners, but another who's got to step up, but we know who's capable, Lee.
Yeah, look, he was a little bit disappointing. He had a good run in the Copeland's Mile, and look, maybe the firmer track sort of got to him a little bit as well, but look, he's going to strip pretty fit coming Saturday, but he does have to improve on his last few runs.
Yeah, so for me in the end, I have landed on El Vencedor. I think the main sort of, combatants in this race are those from that Pukekohe race last time out. And I've gone with El Vencedor just on the score of that he's really nicely weighted, and he did beat them home in the last start. Leith, who'd you side?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Zalia. Look, she's got a nice draw. We can just posse just behind the speed. And Samantha Wynn's come up from the South Island, and I'm sure she's going to give her a good ride.
There you go, that's a look at Taraa. Now let's head back to Whanganui, the River City, for the Wongi Cup here. Race number 8 on the program. It's sponsored by the Steelform Roofing Group, and it's over the 2,040 metres. Mary Louise favourite 3.30, Semper Magico at 4.80 on the backup, and Pinion at $5 in the market. Let's take you back to the first runner we want to highlight. This is Mary Louise, and boy, this was a win here, and she steps up to the 2,000 metres, Bevan, which looks ideal.
Look, I think she's as talented as One Bold Cat, who you saw in the North last Saturday winning. And look, Town Cry's a Group 3 winner and will head to the TAB Classic next Saturday in Group 1 company. They're miles clear of the remainder of this field. Soldier Boy just a little unlucky, but she's got a lot of ability, and I really think she is a very good bet on the program, Leith.
Yeah, I don't know what happened 2 starts ago when she got beaten nearly 15 lengths at Taraa, but look, she was good on that wetter track last start, and obviously the step up to 2,000 metres is going to really suit her as well.
Semper Magico, what form Mark Olligan has got this horse into. Had a really disappointing period, but now absolutely flying. If you're on this day at Wanganui last Saturday, it was a pretty simple sort of a watch, and but the way this horse is going, Leith, it'll put itself there and it'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, he's been in great form, isn't he, Bevan? And look, Jessica Allen's got a really good record with the horse as well, and look, I'm no doubt Mark Olligan will get him to back up, and obviously he loves Wanganui as well.
And Pinion comes down from the north, and we've been around this horse on a couple of occasions. Just hasn't quite got the job done. Still a little bit awkward there. Mannerisms are wise, Leaf with the head on the side, but does stay really nicely, so a good competitive runner down in the weights.
Yeah, look, he's only got 53 kilos, and look, he's going to get a nice run from barrier 5, so look, he's been consistent, and certainly at the weights he can take this race out.
Well, you look at that and you've got Nestig and Maharan both in the mix there, and of course they went down to the New Zealand Cup and went 1 and 2. I think Mary Louise is a fantastic play on the program. I thought she was super beating Town Cry last time. It was a bit of a head shaker about its first up performance when well backed as well, but I think she's really, really talented for Eddie and his team, and I expect it to go another race from a really strong informed stable.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Mazzolina. I think she's great, value in the race. She's paying $6. Sam spread on. She's got the first time up to 2,000 metres, and she was very unlucky last start at Pukekohe, so yeah, I think she can be knocking on the door this week.
There you go, the guys are not agreeing in the Wanganui Cup, but looking forward to that action. The first race from there, 12:05 on Saturday. It's time for our harness segment on the form. That means we've moved Leith Innes out and we've rejoined with Craig Thompson. A very good morning to you, Craig. We've got Group 1 action out of Addington on Friday night with the New Zealand Trotting Oaks.
Yeah, good morning to you, Philippa. Good morning to form viewers. Really looking forward to Friday night. It's going to be a great night. Of course, the Group 1 Trotting Oaks. We've got 2 Group 2s as well. And it's kind of an even Trotting Oaks this week, Philippa. No standouts. Of course, the Northerners won it last year with Congrazia Love. They've got 2 good chances. She's Bella and Mel's Adele taking on the All-Stars High Energy, who's 8 from 11.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at that market. As Craig alluded to, it's very open. This is the What the Hill New Zealand Trotting Oaks. Race number 6 on the card. High Energy, favourite for the Purdens at $3.30. She's Bella at $4.50, and then you've got a runner like Arahoa Kenny at the $5 quote. So, Craig, as you alluded to, very open. Let's talk about the Northerners and take you back to She's Bella. What did you make of this run at Addington?
Well, I thought it was a good first up run. I mean, she travelled back from Australia after racing at Maryborough. She was a winner there. Of course, she was placed in a Group 1 this time last year in the Group 1 Ace of Hearts. This is her during Cup Week, running second to Prince Teka, who got away on them into the big margin, and it was hard to make ground. She came 6 wide. Really flashed at them late, run good sectionals here. Prior to this video, Philippa, she'd actually gone to Cambridge, set a New Zealand record 2:43 over 2,200 metres from a very similar draw. I like that she's Aussies to go forward. I think Mel Zadell's got a bit of gate speed from her inside, and I thought 450 was a fair price. There is money for high energy. She had a quiet trial for the All-Star Barn last week, just at Ashburton. Very quiet trial, and probably walking on sunshine, hindered by a second row draw because she's got great gate speed, but Tony Hurley has to navigate a second row path.
There you go, that's what Craig's liking in the Group 1. That's race number 6 on the card. What about the Group 2? Let's have a look here at race number 8. It's the Continental Event Hire Mares Handicap Trot, headed by Resolve at 350, Hidden Talent at 380. So again, Craig, looks pretty open here.
It is. It's a race where I think the back markers can dominate here. The reason I say there's only 2 horses off the front, and then you've got your 10, your 20 and your 30 metre handicap. And I think the 30 metre handicap's the way I want to play here. Resolve was fantastic in the Dominion handicap. Oscar took off at the top of the lane, so he's in the blue colour. Smoke and Bandar chasing him down. And the horse with the red hood about to dive to the inside is Resolve. Now, Oscar ran the best splits, but Resolve ran the second best split. She actually won this race last year off a 10 metre handicap. Now, she goes back to 30, but I reckon she's in better form now than she was 12 months ago. I mean, she's placed in the Dominion handicap here. She's got great form at Addington. She's normally beginning quite nicely. $3.50 I think is okay. Her main rival's probably Hidden Talent because she's got so much speed and she's got a 20 metre advantage. Nathan Williamson's team going really well at the moment. And the other one I'd put in there is probably I Dream of Jeannie. So Resolve won it last year. I Dream of Jeannie ran second. So I think you look at that form 12 months later, it should stack up.
There you go, could be the same Quinella. That's what Craig's liking in the 2 features out of Addington. Make sure you tune into the action. TAB Trackside 1 Friday night, the first race at 5:23. What a great week, and a special shout out as well to Bevan Sweeney, who was on fire at Whanganui. So let's see if we can find some more, and we'll head to you, Lee Thinnis. Who's your one this week?
Yeah, I'm going to take us to Taraa, race 4 on Saturday, the number 2 horse, Marikachu. Look, he's got blinkers on this week. He's drawn barrier 1, and look, there's 2 odds of Tiakia start stepping up about now. Looking at the Cracker Millions.
Yeah, I was at a wedding, so I had no responsibility at all. I just put some selections up as I left. So every squirrel gets a nut. Mary Louise for me on Saturday for the Cup there, the 175 Jubilee for the Wanganui Racing Club. I think she's got a fair bit of quality.
I'm going to take you to the first day of the Cromwell meeting, and this horse, Lady Sway, who was winning a couple of starts back, beat home race rival C.D. Smith, was okay last time out at Riccarton. I just thought could be near the speed and a really good solid chance.
And I'm heading to this greyhound, Mintaz. He'll take on the Dash for Cash heats on Friday night out of Hattrick. He comes up with his favourite alley. He was runner-up behind Levi Bale in the Group 1 Galaxy. I think he goes home a winner on Friday, and he's $12 in the futures market in behind Levi Bale. Here's a summary of our best, and the whale is jumping in as well. On Friday night, race number 9, Don't Stop Dreaming there for the All-Stars teams. Race 7 there, sorry, number 9, Don't Stop Dreaming. That's all the time we've got on the form. Hopefully we've tipped you out the winners for the weekend. Thanks for joining us once again, Leith, Bevan and Aidan. We'll catch you back next week.